All right, so as we mentioned in the lesson, it's now time for a challenge. And in this challenge, I want you to use what you've learned about using packages from the Flutter Packages website and incorporating them into our quiz app. The package that we're going to be interested in is this thing called our Flutter Alert. And what it does is it's a super simple way of adding in alerts, basic ones or even really fancy ones, and it can be implemented just in a single line if we're just after the basic alert. And that's exactly what we want in this case. We want to be able to show the user that they've reached the end of the quiz and just show them the alert to tell them that this is the end. And then we're going to reset the question bank and then go back to the beginning of the quiz. So in this lesson, you will be able to download the starting file for this challenge, and it's got everything that we've done so far, but it just means that we're all on the same page. But more importantly, I've added in a whole bunch of to-dos in here so that you can go into the to-do pane and you should be able to follow each of the to-dos step by step. So you can see that we currently have 6 to-dos in our project, and if you expand all of the places where they exist, you'll see them laid out like this. Now, if you go ahead and start on step 1 and just double click on the to-do, it will take you to the file and the location of where that to-do needs to happen. So whenever you see one of these, go ahead and select the to-do line, delete it, and this is where we want you to create the code and solve the challenge. So the first few steps are quite easy, and then it gets a little bit harder later on, but once you've completed all of the steps in the challenge, you should be able to run the app, and we should continue as we did before. So we go through all the questions and we accumulate our scorekeeper. And then once we get to the end, the last question, once we've answered this question, we should get a pop-up that tells us that we've finished the quiz and we've reached the end. And then if you click on the cross or the cancel button, it should take you back to the beginning of the quiz and empty out the scorekeeper. So that's the goal, and it's just a couple of tips that I want to talk about before you get started. Firstly is that some of the to-dos are quite long, so if they're going all the way to the end and you're having to scroll around to be able to see it, a quick tip is just to right-click in the gutter here and click on soft wrap, either all files or current file, just so that we get this little arrow, and instead of it being on one line, it comes down and shows it to you all on many lines, and you can see all of it all in one go. That just makes it a little bit easier for you. And once you've completed the challenge and you're happy with what you've done, then you can also check out the solution, which I will add to the next lesson. But I really recommend having a good go at the challenge and knocking out those to-dos step by step. And I hope it will be fun. So once you're ready, get started by downloading the starting project.